Flags at fire stations across the province have been lowered to mark the death of a volunteer firefighter who died last week. Jason Butchart is being remembered as a hero to many people across Manitoba. He died of a medical event last week shortly after doing what he loves, saving lives. He responded to a car accident near Hodgson, Manitoba with 6 patients. One was a 10-month-old baby. His expertise helped the victims until medical teams could arrive. But as you've been hearing in the news, he then lost his life. CBC's Nimpende Londe spoke to Jason's parents, Mary and Ken Butchart, about why so many people around Manitoba are remembering him.
We never called him Jay. We always called him Jason, but all his friends and all his people that he worked with always call him Jay.
Everybody calls him Jay. So when we say Jason, they say who?
They don't know.
And he touched a lot of people in his life and his work. What have people been telling you?
Oh my goodness, we have had so many messages from people we don't even know. Fire department, volunteer fire department, the nurses. They sent a letter saying how wonderful he was to work with and all this. People we've never even heard of, so we're so sorry. It's just, and of course all our friends, everybody's been over every day, and it's been amazing. But at the same time, of course, we wish he was here, and we always know he was a good kid. Of course, you don't realize just how much your kids do when they're not with you, because he's worked up north in Interlake and places like that, and then he was in Flin Flon, and then he came back to Winnipeg because he wanted to be with his kids. He started working at Hodgson where this all happened, and he's always everywhere he went. He was always a volunteer firefighter as well, so he got to know a lot of people that way. He's been in many pipe bands and stuff, so he's had a lot of life where he's moved around and done things and met a lot of people that remember him. We've had people come up to us and they don't even realize when they're talking about this nurse, like in our local hospital. One couple came up and said, "Oh," she said, "this nurse I had yesterday or whatever, she'd been in emergency at that time. Oh my gosh, he was so good. He looked after me. He did this, that, and the other, And we were at somebody else's funeral, and Jason came walking towards us, and she said, "His name's Jay." I said, "Oh, well, that's nice, And she said, "Yeah." And then Jason walked up, and she said, "Oh, here he is." And we said, "Oh, really? That's nice. What's his last name?" She said, "I don't know." So then we said, "Butchart." Not ring a bell. That's our son, like just things like that.
It's nice to hear someone say that. I also had a phone call from the fire chief in Fisher. He said he was only with us just over 2 years, but he was a friend, a firefighter,
a colleague,
an ace in all. Because he was an RN as well as a firefighter. When he was 10 and a half years old, he was enrolled in HMSC Chippewa, and he went there when he was 10 and a half years old, and he's been playing pipes ever since. I'm a little bit biased. He's the best piper in the world, but I'm a little bit biased. And
something else that he started doing too, since he'd been working in Hodgson, because there's a big reservation there, and when a couple of nurses were talking, and one said, "Oh, I lost my grandpa," She said he loved pipes. I wish I could find a piper. And this other nurse knew Jason, and she said, "Go and ask Jay." And she said, "Oh, what's Jay going to do about it? He's a piper." She said, "Really?" So she went and asked him, and he went out there and did the funeral for them. Yeah. They were so, you get hundreds of people at those, the funerals like that, and every one of them shook hands with him.
Yeah.
He said, "I have never shaken hands with so many people." And then he did another funeral for the fire chief out there who had passed.
At Arborg.
An Arborg, yeah. Mm-hmm. But we've had letters from the different fire departments, and they've got the flags at half-mast, and it's just been amazing. It's just, completely...
We didn't know we had a hero in the family.
A lot of people have said that about him, that he was a hero.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
He has a sister by the name of Michelle, and she talked to the lady who had the baby in the accident that Jason attended. He just put his arm around her and...
Oh, yeah.
What did he say?
Because she was frantic because she didn't know what happened to the child. It was the one that went in the STARS ambulance, and they were waiting for the ambulance to come and pick him up. So they were sat, and, she was just devastated. And he said, you know what, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Just we'll sit with him and watch him, and you'll be all right. And really consoled her, and she put that online.
Yeah.
She was so thankful for him and what he did.
Didn't get better than that.
For sure.
All of the nurses that we know are different people. And you asked about why a nurse. I think nursing is a calling as opposed to it must be something that you want to do. Because I know I couldn't handle being a nurse. I couldn't handle all the trauma and everything like that. He did.
He did.
CBC's Nempende Londa speaking to Jason Butchart's parents, Mary and Ken Butchart. Now, Jason Butchart, as you've been hearing, was a nurse and volunteer firefighter who many are remembering. Flags at fire stations across the province have been lowered. Butchart died after leaving the scene of an accident. He suffered a medical event and his car hit the ditch. He was 54 years old. Now, the scene of that accident, you actually heard Jason's parents there talking with Nempende about the woman that he helped, one of many that he helped before he died. Her name is Caitlin Sokolowski, and Nempende spoke with her as well.
He kept assuring me by holding my shoulder and rubbing it and just telling me it's okay, just to breathe, and just reassuring that it was okay, and telling me I did what was right, and just to let the paramedics take care of him now, and just to tell me to breathe. And if it wasn't for him, honestly, I would have been panicking. Things would have been so much more of a mess. He made things feel okay. Like, he made things feel a little lighter.
Caitlin Sokolowski. We will hear more from her today. That full interview coming up on Radio Noon with guest host Faith Fundell.
Thank you for watching the CBC Manitoba YouTube channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe. For the latest breaking news and top stories, download the CBC News app.